Hi and welcome to Reseller News. Today's July 12th, 2018. My name is Rjpasini. Thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk a little something about retirement. As an eBay online seller, people usually don't think about these topics until it comes too late. And the reason I'm bringing this up because it's an area of concern for me as well. Just to give you a little bio about myself. Back in June of 2016, I got laid off from a company, along with 1,000 other people. Our jobs went overseas. And with that job loss went my pension, my 401k, paid holidays, sick days, etc. Leaving me today with just, a small amount of resources and hopefully Social Security to keep us going. And the funny thing is, what I want to say up front is that a lot of sellers, YouTube creators, that sell online and stuff like that, and they have their channels just like this one. You don't hear too many people talk on retirement, at least not that I know of. I didn't really research it, so I could be wrong. If I am, please forgive me. But for the most part, I've been on enough channels, resellers channels and stuff like that, and not many, but few. And a lot of people don't really talk about retirement. And that's a problem. And it starts creeping up on you before you know it, it's here. I too myself are getting to that age where I'm pushing towards retirement. You could say this pretty much this video today, or I should say this segment, is basically poised at the baby boomers, such as myself. And it's really sad to think about what's going on with everything in general. The cost of living going up, housing going up, food, and so on and so forth. It makes one wonder: are we gonna have enough money to retire? Are we gonna have enough money to live a sustainable lifestyle? Is Social Security all we're gonna have? Like that saying goes: those who fail to plan to It's nice to get on YouTube. You're an eBay seller, Amazon seller, or whoever you are, Mercari, Bonanza, whatever. And you're voicing your opinion about you're doing great sales. You bought this at your local thrift store and you sold it for X amount of money. That's great. You may even throw up a splash screen showing what you made for that week, that month, that year. That's all fine and Jim dandy. But the bottom line is, are you really putting enough money away for your future? When you go into this business, people get into it for a number of reasons. I've done a couple of videos about that in the past. And, a lot of people go into eBay for a number of reasons. One, person may be disabled, they can't get around, or they're on disability for whatever reason. Maybe it's a temporary disability, hopefully. They'll go on eBay and sell personal items. Maybe people may give stuff to them to sell, and they're doing it as a hobby or an extra income. Some people do it as a part-time venture, and some of us do it full-time. The thing is, it's nice to make money when you can make money. As you all know, eBay's been quite slow lately. Sales have been very slow for me anyway. It's kind of rough. And if you're not making enough money to live a sustainable life, how can you make enough money to put towards your retirement? So I'm going to bump out of the screen. I just want to talk a little about, and also bear with me too, folks. I'm not a financial consultant by any means. I'm just sharing my own personal opinion, my own thoughts on this subject. What you do with it, what takeaway you get from it is totally up to you. But I just want to share this with you guys and, see what your take is on it. So without further ado, I'm going to bump out of this screen here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to click on this one here. Here, for those who don't have a plan, this one here is from TD Ameritrade. Okay, they have this plan called the Solo 401k plan, right, for self-employed individuals. I'm not going to read the whole thing. The website is tdameritrade.com. And as you notice, I got a couple other windows opened up here as well. I would like to go through that as quick as possible, if possible. I say that because I know my videos sometimes last a long time, and I apologize for that, folks. But I do try to be thorough the best I can. And for those who are new to my channel, for the new subscribers, I just want to say thank you for subscribing. It's greatly appreciated. And the reason why I always mention the websites where I get the information from is so you know I'm not just throwing dust, just making these things up as I go along. This is no smoke and mirrors. This is the information I'm getting. I'm pulling it from them, and I'm just sharing with you. That's what the HUZ initiative is all about. But anyway, just to read a little briefly, it says the solo 401k plans for self-employed individuals. The solo 401k plan puts the power of the 401k with its high contribution limits and flexible investments into your hands. This plan allows you to contribute to the plan in the capacity of both the employer and employee, providing owners the ability to maximize their personal retirement contributions and their business deductions. Excuse me. When you choose to invest in the future at TD Ameritrade, you will not be charged administrative or an account maintenance fees. You got to read those little asterisks, but we're not going to go into that, folks. So I'm just going to read brief, and then you guys, it's up to you to follow through with this here. Always check with your financial consultant if you have one before you make any investment or in any type of service whatsoever. Okay, that's my only advice. I am not a consultant by far, so just keep that in mind. Let's recap that last part. It says, when you choose to invest in the future at TD Ameritrade, you will not be charged administrative or account maintenance fees. You will also get a breadth of investment choices and guidance from our team of investment financial consultants. Speak with your financial consultant to get started today and to give you a number. Now, I brought this up because, like I said, a lot of people that are self-employed may not have any plans to put away financial things. You may be like a lot of people. You might just be depending on your, Social Security. And we're going to bump into that right now. But keep this in mind, this one here. There's other ones, folks, to look into. I just picked this one out because I just typed a Google search, retirement plans for people online, self-employed, and this is what came up. Okay. Now I'm going to bump over here. Now you're probably saying, all right, what are we going to get at here? We're going to talk a little about Social Security for us baby boomers out there. Is it true that Social Security will soon start paying out more benefits than it receives in contributions? As the bulk of the baby boomer generation phases into retirement, the government's official position is that there is enough money saved to pay the benefits at the currently scheduled amounts until 2035. Now, my math is right. That's only for 17 years. Okay, from now till 2035. If you're a baby boomer right now, I'm not collecting it, but according to this, now this is them, not me. Okay, so whatever information I'm giving you, folks, I am just reading it off a website. Okay, so please don't hold me to say this guy don't know what he's talking about. That's why I always put up the websites, and I tell you where I get the information from. Okay. So please don't hold me accountable for that. I'm just sharing information with you people out there who are in the same situation I'm in. Okay, so please take that, take it for face value. I'm only trying to help, not hurt, trying to help. What you do with the information, as I always say, is totally up to you, folks. So it goes on. Then you have all these other things here. It says people also ask, do you get Social Security benefits if you never worked? And you could read all these here. I don't want this to go on too long because I do want to get into the reseller news. That's going to be a different segment. I'm not going to do it all in one, or else this will be over an hour, maybe close to 2 hours by the time I finished. So I really want to try to get this done really quick. I'm going to bump into another window here. Now I did ask a couple questions. That's why you see you see a lot of windows out there. With questions is because I'm typing in this stuff and getting Google information. This one here is here's what Social Security looked like by the time millennials will retire. Now millennials, they tell you over here, in case people don't know, millennials are people born between 1981 and 1997. This would pertain to my daughters. Okay, so yes, do I talk to my do we the family discuss these things with their kids? Absolutely. It's never too early to get them started and talk about it. It says over here, millennials, all right, going back again, millennials are born between 1981 and 1997, face unique concerns when it comes to saving for retirement. Previous generations could rely on company pension plans, which are declining in number, and Social Security, which is experiencing deficits that threatens its existence. Millennials need to plan strategically at an early age in order to adequately prepare for retirement. Okay. Now, for those of us that have kids born between that time, I know they're of age. My daughters are in their 20s, but they're never too old to sit down and take advice from a mom or dad who's been through, has been through around the block, so to speak, who knows a little about this here. It never hurts to sit and talk to your children about this here. Okay. People might say, well, if they're in their 20s, they should know about that. Yes and no. Yes and no. It all depends. I always say we're a byproduct of our environment. If mom and dad are sitting around talking about, stocks, about the, Wall Street, if you're a parent that likes to read the Wall Street Journal or a very informative paper like the New York Times or whatever, and your kids see that there, most likely they'll have an interest in that type of information. But for me, I like to give my kids a heads up, so to speak, when it comes to stuff like this here. It's very important. We live such busy lives that nobody thinks about this. I mean, I myself am pushing that time, that age. I'm getting close to retirement age. And, you don't realize, you can say, I'm only 5 years away from it. Because I'm 10 years away from it. I'm 15 years. And the way the years and the months and the weeks and the days are flying by. I've been doing this now for a year and a half since I got laid off from my job. And let me tell you, folks, I have never, ever seen time fly like it has now. It's between now and then. And like that old saying goes, time flies when you're having fun. Well, if you're making money and you're doing what you love to do, it flies, then it's okay, you're having fun. But if you're not making any money, that's the problem. But anyway, I don't want to hop on it, but if you guys want to check into this here, you can read the rest of this. It's thehuffingtonpost.com. If you can't find it, just type in what Social Security look like for millennials, or you could just look up information, about millennials retirement and stuff like that. You could do a Google search. It'll probably bring this information up there. But check it out, folks, for yourselves. Check it out. I'm going to bump out of this screen. I'm going to bump out of this one here. Now here, I typed in here, to get yourself started with retirement planning, consider these 6 ways to prepare. Open an account already. Take advantage of the free money and benefits. Understand how the compound interest works. Increase your earnings potential. Get out of debt, which I tell people all the time, if they're going to get involved with eBay or any type of online or e-commerce business, get out of debt as best you could. And then over here, get a financial education. Now, again, this is not me talking, folks. I'm just repeating what I'm reading here. So, like I said again, just to repeat myself one more time, if you want to start repeating, I am not a financial consultant. I'm just sharing information. Okay. Then over here, if you click on the bottom, it says 6 ways to prepare for retirement in your 20s and 30s. See, now this information would pertain to my children because they're between those ages. Okay. So not only am I trying to share this information with you, but so you could share this information with your kids. It's so important, folks. It really is. And I'm not saying this to be funny or making derogative statements, but as parents, they look toward our children look towards parents as role models. And we have to look at, we have to do the right thing by our kids. Now, I know a lot of us, I'm not no millionaire where I could say, well, don't worry, your college tuition's paid up and you're going to retire, you're going to be living comfortable for the rest of your days. I don't have that type of money or resources right now, but I always say if I can't help monetarily, at least information-wise, to get it out there is the next best thing. So really, folks, try to take this into consideration and use it to your advantage. I know people can say, I could do the same thing. I don't need to listen to your Reseller news to get this information, but I'm only trying to help, folks. That's what this is all about. But I'm going to move on to another screen here. This one here, again, is from USA Today. It says, just how much money do you really need for retirement? So one of the hardest financial questions you'll ever face, figuring out how much money you will need in order to enjoy a comfortable retirement, while coming up with the appropriate answer can be a bit of a challenge. There are some general guidelines that you can use to help you refine your answer. And then it goes on to, say a little more about the stuff here. I'm not going to get into reading this here, folks. Okay, I'm not going to get into it. If you go down to the bottom, it's got retirement advice. It says this is what the average American's 401k will look like, I guess. And they got some more information down below. You could check it out. Just go to USA Today or just do a Google search how much money you would need to retire from retirement. I'm going to bump out of this. This is another question I had. See what it says over here? This is a good Google search. How much money do you need to retire? According to the 4% rule, you will need $450. Now this is again not me. This is you will need $450,000 in retirement savings to generate that much substantial income. 4% of 450,000 is 18,000. So take that time to determine how much retirement will cost and how much income can you expect from your pension and Social Security. A lot of us ain't going to get a pension. My pension flew out the door once I got laid off. I don't no longer have a pension. Okay? So, folks, this is very important. I'm sharing this because I don't want to see a lot of people. I hope this video will, make people open their eyes up. I mean, who knows if it'll be around long gone before I'm here. I'm gone. Maybe it'll still be around in the YouTube land. But for people, I hope this video can stay up long enough where people will gain something out of it and can use it to their, to their advantage. But, it really is something to think about, folks. It really is. We're going to bump out of this screen here. Then we're talking about the baby boomers. That's me. 5 reasons baby boomers make perfect eBay sellers. Again, I'm not going to read this whole thing. eBay provides, this is I guess on a good note, folks. When it was good. When I show you the reseller news later coming up, hopefully I could do it, you'll get a different idea. I think for a lot of eBay resellers out there, they may agree to disagree with this here, but let's go on anyway and read it. The title is over here, 5 reasons baby boomers make perfect eBay sellers. It says eBay provides a steady stream of income. Okay, well that's questionable. And is adaptable enough to fit with any lifestyle, financial situation, and schedule. Sellers of every age enjoy the flexibility eBay offers, but baby boomers are a unique group who already have inventory, wisdom, skills to make an eBay business work. If you're a baby boomer and looking for a fun income, producing a hobby or a small business, eBay may be perfect for you. It goes on to say, for boomers reading this, you know who you are. For everyone else, baby boomers is defined as a person who was born between 1946 and 1964. The baby boomer generation makes up a substantial portion of the North American population, representing nearly 20% of American public. Baby boomers have a significant impact on the economy. I'm not going to read the whole story. This here came off of the Balance. It's called the balancesmb.com. Okay, and then it goes over here. You click this little hyperlink on. It says eBay sell better. We're going to get into that when I talk about the reseller news later on. Hopefully, I'll be able to get to it today. We'll see what happens. Can't get any guarantees, but we'll try. Anyway, let's bump out of this one here. And here's another question I typed in. Now, I know it's going back and forth, folks. I understand that, so I'm sorry. It says, is Social Security enough to live on? People ask, can you live on Social Security alone? When you click on this little drop-down box, it says over here, delay Social Security. Of course, if you're ailing and not likely to live many years in retirement, you're better off taking Social Security benefits early. Your monthly payment will be at 76% higher, and if you wait and start benefits at 70 rather than 62, the earliest possible age. Okay, so the way I understand it, I guess if you take it too early, I think you could kind of like deduct it. I could be wrong. That's why I heard if you could take it later on, you're better off. Then it goes on over here. It says Social Security enough to retire on. And then if you click that drop-down menu, it says when you run the numbers, you should definitely factor in one of the sources of incomes of retirement, including Social Security and traditional pension. Like I said again, not many of us are going to get pensions. I know my pension flew away back in June of 2016, if you're lucky enough to have one. But your personal savings will have to generate enough income to cover the shortfall. It's scary, folks. Look, I'm not doing this video to scare people. It's scary, though. It is. I have to honestly say, I'm not going to lie. People who follow me on this YouTube channel, I tell it like it is. Okay, I don't sugarcoat anything, and I'm not going to make it sound like, oh, if you sell on eBay, you're going to become a multimillionaire tomorrow, and you're going to be living happily ever after. It's not like that, folks. This is serious stuff I'm talking about, and I really do hope people will open their eyes up and get a takeaway from this YouTube video here, because it is important. Now, there may be other people out there doing this. Like I said, I didn't research it, and I didn't go on YouTube and type in, about retirement. They probably have it on there. I just didn't do the research. I said, let me do my own. So for those who follow me, I hope you get something out of this here. But anyway, let me move along. This here is from the Senior Citizens League. For all of us that are older, not old, I'm not going to consider ourselves old. We got us people who are baby boomers. We should never say we get old. We're older. I like that better. Social Security benefits last as long as you do. You can read. I had the same question. I'm not going to get into it. You can check it out. You can go to the seniorsleague.org, and you can read that if you're interested in finding out about that there. I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm just sharing this information. This is totally up to you. If you want to follow through with it, please do. I hope you do. And I hope you get a takeaway from this, folks. I really do. I really hope you get a takeaway from it. Let's go to the next window. This is Social Security Administration. Okay, this is it. And their website is ssa.gov. You could find out about that. You could type in, you could sign up with them there, check out your Social Security statement, change your address, and do that. I do that there. They also mail it to you now, folks, and let you know how much money you're going to be able to get if it doesn't run out of money. No, but no, seriously, without kidding aside, I did hear something like that in the news. So, keep on top of it, folks. If you're not sure, go to the Social Security agency, over here, administration, and find out. Check out your Social Security statement. See, make sure it'll let you know how much money you're supposed to be collecting when you hit that age, that retirement age. And let me tell you something. If you don't have all your house in order, when that time comes, you're going to be really scared if you're getting a small Social Security thing. I don't even know what the top one is. I'm not sure if it's $2,000 or $2,600 a month. I don't know. You're going to have to look into that there. But I know what mine is. But for people out there that don't, make sure you know. Make sure you have all your bills paid, your debt. That's why I used to tell people, even myself, I don't want any credit cards, when I get to a certain age, because I look at it this way. When you get older, you don't need to have a $10 or $15 or $20,000 line of credit on a credit card. You'll get yourself in trouble with it. It could be tempting and so on and so forth, let alone, God forbid, if you lose it, whatever. I know people say, yeah, but it's nice to have a credit card with a high credit line, case for emergency comes up, you're let's say you're still able to live at home, your burner goes on your house, or you need a new roof, and you don't want to touch your savings, so you put it on a credit card. I understand that. That's good maybe for emergency purposes. But for the most part, before you hit that retirement age, if you could, and I'm saying if you could, pay off all your debt. If you have a car payment, well, hopefully you won't have a car payment at that age. If you had it, because you never know. If you have a car payment, make sure the car's paid off. Hopefully your house will be paid off, so all you have to worry about is taxes and your expenses, let alone your other expenses for food and so on and so forth. And your credit card debt, if you do have any, pay it off. The less debt when you retire, the better. Okay? Listen, I'm telling you. And lastly, I want to share this really quick. I think it's only a 32-second clip. It came out, PBS put it out. Okay? I don't know the date. Okay, I think it says over here. Let's see the date here. All right, this was aired. Now, I know it's old news, okay? I know people say, oh, gosh, this guy's putting old news on it. I know. But listen, even though it's old, you could still get an idea about it, okay? It should still give you a little information, viable information, okay? It's a 32-second clip. I'm going to play it. I got to mute my mic because I'll get too much feedback in here, and you'll hear it. If you get a chance, if you can't find it, type in, can you afford to retire? This is for the baby boomers and people who are non-baby boomers. You might want to watch it, get a little idea. Type in, can you afford to retire? It's a PBS movie. It was Frontline put it out. Okay? 32-second clip. Check it out. If you got the time to watch it, I don't know, maybe it's about an hour long maybe. Take notes. And folks, listen, it's very important. Okay, I mean, I'm sharing this with you guys. I think it's a very important topic to talk about, especially, you know, if you're in a situation like mine. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go back into the workforce yet. Like again, like I said, eBay's been kind of dead. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But I want to just show you this clip, and then I want to close out the segment, and then, you know, I got other things I want to do. Hopefully I could do the reseller news. I'm going to see if I can or not. Got quite a bit of windows, a lot of stuff on that one too. But here's the clip, all right? I'm going to mute my mic. Here we go.
Next time on Frontline.
Baby boomers will be facing a very different retirement than their parents.
You've saved.
I just throw the money in the pot and hope it grows.
You've invested.
I thought when he retired it was going to be a lot different, you know, money-wise.
You've dreamed of retiring.
One of your biggest problems is you're all going to live too long.
It's the end of retirement.
Can you afford to retire? Watch Frontline.
All right, I'm going to bump out of this, folks. Let me just bump over here. You know, a lot of people probably wonder, well, not a lot of people, but you're probably wondering, geez, what brought this on? You know, why does this guy coming out this year, the reseller news, talking about this? What does this have to do with reselling? As you know, folks, the reseller news on this channel, I discuss a lot of different things. If you look at the new banner I put up a while back, for those who do follow me, you'll notice it says Rjpasini.com. Reseller, entrepreneur, online news stories, creator of the His Initiative, which is an acronym for Help, Inspire, and Share, and the Clean Content Channel, which the Clean Content Channel states, no, I do not discuss religion or politics, and there's no profanity or crazy talk on this channel. The reason why I do these videos, folks, and a lot of people say, don't you have anything better to do with your time, don't you? You know, I gave that thought many times over. But you want to know what, folks? You know what I love, why I love YouTube and why I love doing videos? Because my dream in life was to try to help people out. And I can't help them out monetarily, unfortunately. Because my funds are what do you call it there, are limited. So how I look at life is this way. I can't help out monetarily, but if I could help out with information and share it with other people, to inspire, to help, that's a big plus for me, folks. It's a big plus, it really is. And you know something? I enjoy doing videos. I know I don't get nothing out of it, right? I mean, like, I'm not getting paid for doing this stuff here. I don't have endorsements. That one I showed you for TD Ameritrade for the the 401k for self-employed. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I don't have a TD account, and I'm not making any money off this channel. If you want to know the truth, I just recently, just to give you a little update, talking about this channel, I recently got over the 4,000 hours of watch time, which is good. In order, I think, to start getting monetized, which means you can start making money, I believe, don't quote me to it, I think after you have 1,000 subscribers, I think I need, 715 or 714, whatever. But sometimes my subscriber base goes up and down. Some people sign up, and then they bump off if they unsubscribe. It's okay, I understand. There may be people out there might not like my channel for whatever reason, or like the content. They may not like me, I'm being serious. I mean, people say, oh, come on, there's people don't have to have a reason to dislike you, right? But anyway, that's besides the point. I do these videos, like I said, because I love doing the videos. That's number one. And number two, if I could help out in any way, that makes me, that's a plus, And if you get a little, if you get something, but if I get a small percentage of people that get a takeaway from this or get something out of it, a little tidbit of information, that's a plus for me. And let me tell you something. I know a lot of people say, money could solve a lot of problems. Money could also create a lot of problems too. I think that's the stereo that people think all the time when they think a person has money, they're living very happy. Money is the key to happiness. Not really. Through my own studies and research, I found out that money is not the question to happiness. And I'm not knocking people that have it. For those who have it, if you're very content in life, that's great. I wish you all the best. But there's been many stories, I'm sure you might have heard on the news and TV, that There's a lot of people out there with money are very unhappy. A lot of people end up losing their lives because of depression and stuff like that. Money is not the key to happiness, folks. And I think a lot of people have this misconception that when you have money, you have happiness. Money does not buy happiness by far, believe me. It can ease the pain if you're a person struggling in life. You hear these stories of people winning the lottery. One guy may have heard, you might hear stories where a person who won the big lottery pot, jackpot, whatever, they may have been working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. They're barely making ends meet, and one day they go out and play a lottery and they hit the Powerball for X millions of dollars. And, now they're living, well, quote unquote, comfortable, hopefully. But later, you find out later on, that same amount of money, all that money that was supposed to bring happiness, brings sadness. There was a lottery winner. I'm not going to dwell on this topic here about it, but lotteries. But this one person, it was actually, I think it was on television. I know for 60 Minutes did this segment. It was one of these. It was a talk show thing. They were talking about lottery winners. This one person won it, and I feel so bad even repeating the story. But this guy won over $300 million, and when I watched that show, I don't know if it was a documentary on lottery winners, I believe it was. I don't know where it was or what show it was, but anyway, he won all this money, and he said, I won all this money. He thought it was going to bring me happiness. It brought him sadness. I think he lost one of his kids. Another kid got in trouble. I don't know how, but he thought by having those, I don't know if the money was relationship to people doing wrong things in life. I don't know exactly per se what it was all about in that part, but he won all that money, but it didn't buy any happiness for him. He was miserable. He said, I think he was crying on TV. He was like, I won all this money. He goes, and instead of being happy, I'm so sad, depressed, whatever, because I think something happened with one of his children or something. And it's sad, it's depressing. I'm doing this segment on retirement because it's not something that we have over an abundance of. It's something that we need to retire. And let me tell you something, folks. If you read documentaries or watch documentaries and read stories and stuff like that, it is pretty scary out there. Even people that are collecting unemployment are finding it hard and making ends meet. There are some people working 2 or 3 jobs because they don't make a substantial income to suffice their needs. How sad is that? I went to a local department store, not a department store, food store that I deal with around the area, and 4 sticks of butter. 4 sticks of butter. Butter, mind you. $5. $1 a stick. You go to the dollar store, now they don't sell butter, but they sell imperial margarine, whatever it is. Then you get 4 sticks for $1. You go to a local store around here, I'm in New York. I looked at the prices. $5. Butter went up $5. The same store I shop at, I didn't buy that, I'm just giving examples. The store over there, I go, that one that sells the butter for $5. You can get 8 eggs. 8 eggs. But 2 and change. I go to the dollar store, folks, because people who don't know me, if you don't, I introduce myself times as the frugal entrepreneur. I go to a dollar store, and I forget the brand, Hillshire Farms, whatever it is, whatever brand they use at the dollar store. I get 8 eggs. Same size like that and everything, medium size, whatever the size they are, for $1. For that price that I'm spending at the local food store, where it's like $2 and change, I get 2 eggs, 2 8-pack eggs, 16 eggs for $2, as opposed to that one for 8 eggs for $2 and change. It's all about saving $1. And I've been offsetting food like that recently. I've been buying my breads there. I know people might say, the dollar store. Believe me, the dollar store by me, this stuff is fresh. People are coming and going that place. There's nothing that's been laying around for days or weeks or whatever. It's fresh. It comes and goes. And they got brand names there, folks. They get brand names. You know, and as time goes on, and I want to share this also with you while I got you, hopefully have your attention. You know, I was with my sister the other day. We went to a local thrift store. And she noticed it. She goes, you know, it's sad. I go, what's up? I go, why it's sad? She goes, you know, she was walking around. We go to the thrift store. She goes her way. I look around the electronics and stuff. I didn't buy anything. I just was looking, basically was looking. And, you know, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, folks. Believe me, I'm just expressing something. You know, when they have the half off days, sometimes they have half off and it's like 25% off, whatever. She said, I seen a woman there with little kids. Shopping cart was filled like a mountain. It was overflowed with clothes. And she's like, you know, it's sad. She goes, because, you know, people always get the impression when you go to thrift stores, they're usually going, resellers are there. And I hate to say this, but not everybody that's in a thrift store is a reseller. Okay? There are people there buying pre-owned clothes because it's cheap. Okay? And I'm not making fun or say anything derogatory, because I myself buy stuff from there too. Okay? So I don't want anybody to think, oh, this guy, was he uppity up? No, I'm not. I do the same thing. Okay? I am not ashamed to admit it. I bought 2 printers from the thrift store. Okay, I bought 2 HP printers, got them cheap. They would normally went to in a store, in a regular electronics store. They're about maybe $200 or $300 a piece. I got them. One was for I think 15, the other one was for 20. Perfect condition. They work fine. Okay, so I'm not. I don't want anybody saying, "What do you think? You're better than?" No, I'm not better than anybody. I'm just sharing something with you guys out there that I too shop in thrift stores too. I buy stuff there. Okay. But what made her feel sad is that she's like, you know, it's a shame to see people, you know, that buy the, you know, buying the clothes because, and you know what it is? People, they're hurting in some cases. They need the money, or they can't afford. Some people can't afford to go to stores like I wouldn't either. Look, even if I had tons of cash, I wouldn't go to, no offense, Lord and Taylor, Saks, Macy's, you know, what's that other one there? I can't think of a new one just went up there recently in a store. I can't think of it's a high-end store. And I wouldn't shop at these stores. I wouldn't. First off, not only they're expensive, but I can get more bang for the buck buying. I'd rather go, if I had to go buy a pair of jeans, I'd rather go to Walmart to buy a pair of jeans before I went to a store like that. And let me tell you something, for people that may sit there saying, oh, people buy clothes at the thrift store. Let me tell you something. There are people that buy, in some cases, there's people buying brand new clothes there. Seriously, if you go to your own thrift stores, go to Goodwill, Salvation Army, I guess Salvation Army too. I've seen stuff brand new at the Salvation Army too. People donate good brand new clothes. I mean, with tags on them. I've sold quite a few items with tags on them. Brand new clothes. So I think a lot of people think this to themselves, you go to a thrift store. Believe me, you can get some nice things there, folks. Good condition too. I mean, I bought clothes in the thrift store. Some of them a lot of them have tags on them, brand new. So you know, I don't want people to think, oh, I'm too good to shop at thrift store. Believe me, I'm there right with those people. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's all about today in this day and age, folks. It's all about saving the dollar bill. Okay, so you know, if people agree to disagree, that's fine. You're more than welcome. That's okay. But anyway, folks, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I know I shouldn't have curtailed into the other stuff, but I just wanted to share that information with you. I hope you can get something out of this video. And for the baby boomers who are sellers on eBay or whatever platform you're selling on, you know, keep that in mind, folks. Me too. I'm getting close to that age. I mean, I got years ahead of me, but believe me, the way the years are flying by, it'll creep up on you. And this is why I can't express this enough. Especially people pushing that retirement age. Do yourselves a favor, if you can do it. If you're close to that retirement age, if you got so many payments left on your car, pay off your car. If you got credit card debt, if you have too many credit cards, get rid of your credit cards. Keep maybe one. with a decent credit line on it. You know, try to squirrel a little money away, because folks, I've seen a lot of things changing around even my neighborhood and stuff like that, where, you know, it's getting rough for some people. You hear stories, you know, from people, their lifestyles are changing. You know, when you're young and feisty and able, you know, you're making a good income, when you got that, when you're in the workforce and you got a decent income coming in, yeah, you have a little, you know, your mindset, you know, your mind is not so much thinking about the future, and, you know, it's like people living for that moment. Well, I lived once, I've heard this so many times, I lived once, so I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to buy that car I always wanted, or I'm going to buy that particular camera I always wanted. Me personally, I buy it out of necessity. When I had to replace my computer, I didn't buy top of the line. I bought an HP computer, desktop, and the only reason why I bought it is because the other one died on me. I didn't want to invest money into it, so I figured, you know what, let me buy it. Cheap enough. This was a cheap enough computer. It was under $400, under $500. I bought the cheapest one they had, and it was on clearance. It was at Micro Center. By me, we have Micro Centers. It's a computer store. It was a clearance one. Works fine. Still has a warranty on it. No complaints. I buy a necessity. When I take my pictures for YouTube, I mean, the video I'm using an HP webcam. I bought that a long time ago. That's what I'm doing a video now on. I buy a necessity. When a thing breaks, it's not repairable, then I'll discard it. My cameras, I got a Sony digital camera, video camera. I bought it back in 2003. The other one, I have a digital still camera, Sony digital still. It's, I think, a 3.2 megapixels, probably the lowest on the market right now. But you know what? It works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why go out? Here's my take. Why go out and spend money on something you really don't need? Why, Jack? And you say, well, I can get a decent camera for $200. You can even get them cheaper than that if you want to. You can go as probably as $59, $69. But, you know, I mean, it depends. A cheap camera could take good pictures too. Look at the cell phones. Those they don't have like the Carl Zeiss lens, and not that I know of. The Apple phones take pretty good pictures, from what I understand. The new ones too. I have an Apple 5S. Takes nice pictures, pretty clear, considering. But as far as my digital cameras, my Sonys, I love them. They're old. Thank God they're still working good. No problems with them. Take good pictures. The only thing is, my picture on my digital still cameras, I get the 3.2 megapixels, something like that. But it works. You can see the pictures on my listings. They come out pretty decent. I think so. You know, I got to learn how to set the aperture settings and stuff like that on it. It's a cyber shot. It's a digital one. It's a fixed lens. But you know, I still got to learn a little about it. But for the most part, it works. All I'm saying, folks, start planning now for your future, for retirement. Okay, plan now for the future, because, like I said again, before you know it, it's gonna come knocking at your door. And if you could do it when the time comes to retire, before you retire, if you still have a job or whatever, before you retire, take a word of advice. Like I said, I'm not a financial consultant, but pay off your bills. Get rid of the car loan. I mean, if you get the car, pay it off. And if you got credit cards, if you have multiple credit cards, you know, pay off the credit cards. Keep maybe one with a decent balance on it. You know, not balance, a line of credit. And that's all you really need. And live simple. You know, don't live beyond your means. You know, hopefully you know, you'll be able to live a comfortable life, somewhat of a comfortable life. There was another show on PBS that had a person. I don't know if it's going to be the same one. This person was in the 80s. I don't know if it was this segment here, because it might have been another one. Went back to work. But this person had an able-bodied mind. It was sharp as a tack, still working. And her thing is, the longer I stay working, the less I have to pull out of the Social Security. You know, I guess that she could build up the Social Security, or it was something along that line, she was saying. I don't know if it was in this video I showed you, that clip. But if it is, you know, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But for the most part, you know, if you could have a least amount of debt, you'll be doing it right for yourself, hopefully. You know, and I wish everybody who does, including myself, when that time comes, those baby boomers do retire, I hope and pray to God that we will have enough money to live a decent life, comfortable, and you know, live out our golden years, so to speak. Try to be healthy and live healthy as best you can. But the most important thing too, folks, is always keep your mind busy. Try to keep active. You know, I know as people get older, they slow down, and I know I see that with my parents as they got older, they slowed down, but try to keep active as possible. You know, that's my take. Read, do some reading. If you're going to do it on a computer, do some research. Maybe take walks around the block or whatever. Try to keep the body, mind, and soul going. You know, try to stay healthy as best you can. You know, diet, right? Eat the proper foods and stuff like that. You know, you want clarity as you get older. I was watching the show again. This is the last part of it. I promise. Again, it was on a PBS. And I think it was people living over 90 and loving it. It was something like it was a PBS show, and they were talking about these people in their 90s. This one lady, I'll never forget. I know it sounds crazy. She was 100 years old. She finally got a master's degree. Now I know people say 100. Why would you want to get it? What are you so concerned about getting it? Why would a person be concerned to get their master's degree? That was a task they wanted to fulfill. It's probably one of their dreams. They wanted to live it. And the person, sharp as a tack, could talk to you, carry a conversation on. Another guy was like 97 or 98. He was running. He used to be a runner. He was running. And I said to myself, man, if I could be like that, live that age, be healthy enough to live like that, have a clear mind, clear body, mind, and soul, so to speak, and be able to do what that person did, how they lived. One person was into instruments, playing instruments. That'd be great. I mean, God bless those people. I got kudos to them, you know. I give them accolades because a lot of us, you know, it depends on our lifestyle, how we look at, how we handle ourselves as we get older. But these people were sharp. I mean, I think it was a PBS show, and I think it was over 90 and loving it, something along that line. If I remember, I'll try to put it out there. But you have to really check that one out. It's amazing, you know. I didn't like do hundreds of people, but they picked like a handful or so, and they were talking about each one in their lifestyle. It's pretty cool. Anyway, let me let you go. This is Rich Passini signing off for the Reseller News. Today is July 12th, 2018. Until next time, take care.